Hey, what's good, fam? It's Kyle Henderson at BamaInsider.com, joined by Terrion Arnold. Terrion, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's up? I've been great. How you doing?
Doing really well, man. You coming back from Tallahassee to Tuscaloosa. How's your summer going, man?
Man, it's really going great. Especially just being able to be around the guys.
Mm-hmm.
The team has a different focus, and it's really been amazing to just be out there and just work every day, build that relationship, that connection. And I'm actually really ready for the season to get started. And I know the guys are.
Yeah, me too, man. I mean, it's like once the college football season ends, it feels like it takes so long to kind of for the next season to come up. But we're in June, and you guys are headed back now in July. So we are with Terrion Arnold. Trey, will you pop up the Big A pre-sale, because basically this is the players' lounge, and we want you guys to go to www.big8presale.com to register for your next NFT drop, so you can support your favorite Alabama football player. So go to big8presale.com and register for the next NFT drop. They are also having a kickoff party in Atlanta, Georgia on July 23rd. There's going to be a couple Alabama players that are going to be there. The URL is at the bottom of the screen. You can pause this video to get that URL. But basically go to big8presale.com to register for the next Alabama football NFT. With that being said, Terrion, I mean, what did you learn during your initial year in Tuscaloosa, kind of about yourself? And I was kind of curious because, now that you've solidified into the corner position, what did you learn about yourself last year being on campus?
First things first. I learned how disciplined I was, coming from high school, and I know it was going to be a big transition, but the transition was actually pretty easy because I like just being around good people. Coach Saban and the guys, he doesn't recruit bad players or like people with a lot of different character issues. There's never any drama, people talking negative about each other. It's just a positive atmosphere and a positive vibe. So that was something that I really learned about myself. As far as being able to get in there and mix with the guys, because I mean, obviously everybody wonders that when they get there. Like you're like, dang, I wonder how he be, how's Coach Saban gonna be for real? Like, but I mean, it wasn't really a drastic change, and I really found myself. Like, I found myself doing a lot of soul searching. Obviously, I mean, it's new. You're coming in, 17 years old. You're a child, and you're playing grown men now.
Yeah.
It was really a process that I had to figure out and find my own way to maneuver. And I would say I really grew a lot from last year.
Yeah, that's good. We're here with Terrion Arnold. Make sure to go follow him. We got his social media tag right on there, and make sure you give him some love and support on social media. I was curious to get your thoughts on this, because I know you also play basketball.
Yeah.
It was a big love of yours, and when I first found out that you were committing to Alabama, I went and checked your highlight tape out, but your highlights on Huddle were of basketball. Like,
yeah.
First ones that popped up. So I was like, oh man, this dude can play. Basketball. Tell me about your love for the game, for basketball. And, was it a first love for basketball, or was it a first love for football? And then I have another question about someone who also plays basketball on your team.
Yeah. Off the rip, it's always been basketball. Like, always. I didn't really start focusing on football for real until now. Like, until I got to college. Like, I've always been a hooper, still my love. And I mean, that's crazy you just brought that up, because I just talked to Coach Oates the other day. He was like, so, I mean, we talked about you doing it last year. Like, how was it go for real? And I was like, Coach, like, I had to find my groove, find my way to my, but I'm going to do it this year. Like, I'm going to play this year for real.
So how would you, I mean, I know, because obviously one sport requires so much time. I mean, the amount of time that you guys put in from, being in the film room to the weight room, would that be a difficult, I don't know, because, I know that, Oates and Saban would probably work together in some aspect, but do you feel that would be difficult to balance, or something that you guys could work together on?
Well, definitely it's going to be difficult. Like, you already know, like, you already know I say, because, like, it's, we didn't meet expectations last year. You need to be solely focused on this. You need to be laser focused, solely locked in on this. But at the same time, Coach Oates, I mean, he's like a real chill dude. Like, he's like, I know how it is with football. Just when you have free time, get over here so we can get you in the plays, learn this, learn the system, and I mean, we'll go from there.
What
like just doing it at first. Like, I say I'm gonna do it. People say he might do it, he might not do it. But the main thing is just like I know, like once I get out there and just get dressed out, like okay, let's say I get out there and I'm in warm up lines and find myself, then I'm like, okay, yeah, I can.
What position would you play for Oats?
I'm too short to play anything else.
Had to ask you. Okay, so kind of leading to my next question though. All right, we've seen the videos of Bryce Young hooping. He's got a nice little step back. Could you DM up? I mean, is his game look kind of nice? But what's your take on Bryce Young's game?
Okay, well, most people don't know that. Actually, nobody knows this. But all right, so a lot of times after practice, me and Bryce we'd go and play. And I would have to give it to him, like, okay, king of the court, 1-on-1.
Yeah.
Like, Bryce, he got that. Like 3 dribbles, he really could get going in his bag. I play corner, so like the way that I have to move and cover fast guys, receivers, like I have to be able to move. Bryce is quick. Like the moves that you see him make on the field, he's quick with it. And the same thing, shoots. It's kind of like how he throws. Like it's quick. Like it's everything quick. So I mean, I'm an honest guy. As of right now, like when we play 1-on-1, I haven't beat him yet. But I mean, I done got close. It's kind of like this. If I'm beating him, like last time we played to 7, 3 dribbles. I was up 5-1, and I just started laxing up. And he made the same face that he made when we played against Auburn. Like he just stopped talking and just locked in. And it was bucket after bucket after bucket. But yeah, Bryce is really like that. Like,
he's got game. Hey, fam, remember to go to Big A pre-sale and register for the next NFT drop here with Terrion Arnold. Make sure and follow him on his social media accounts. We'll get that up there right there at on social media. I'm curious to find this out. So you come to Tuscaloosa from Tallahassee. Was there an upperclassman or maybe a group or maybe like the position group that kind of maybe took you under their wing or kind of showed you the ropes, or somebody that you grew close with, as kind of you were trying to find yourself during that first year?
Definitely JB, Jordan Battle. It was JB like almost every day. Like that's my right hand man, and just how he knows the plays. Jordan knows the playbook like the back of his hand. Like most people don't really understand how smart he really is. Just kind of bringing me under his wing, because we're kind of like the same person. Like we both play a lot, but like when it's time to step on the field, it's all business. And Jalen Armour Davis too. Like Armour Davis, most people really expect him to have a breakout season how he did, and then even get drafted after only just playing 8 games. Like Davis, he was my roommate when we stayed overnight at the hotels. So like I'll never forget like the Miami game. That was his first start ever. He was nervous. The room with him and just watching how he carried himself. Obviously, people doubting him at first, saying he won't be able to do this, he won't be able to do that, but he never let it get to him. And he just really solemnly stayed focused, stayed locked in, and now, I mean, the rest is history. So I feel like I have a couple people who really showed me the way and paved the way, and now I hope to follow in their footsteps.
All right, so Alabama has a new defensive backs coach, Tavares Robinson, right? T-Rob. I of course want to get your take on him, but I have to ask you this because I've been to practice before. I know that Saban is also working with the DBs, and Saban loves the DBs, right? He likes to work with the secondary. He calls himself a grad assistant, but Coach Saban, like he's right up in the mix with T-Rob, right? Like he loves the DBs.
Man, Saban loves the DBs. Like that's him.
Yo, yeah. And T-Rob, what's kind of your take on T-Rob?
T-Rob, T-Rob Florida, so I mean like he's from the crib. So I kind of like differentiated between, okay, you can tell who on the team from Alabama, who on the team from Florida, just like by the way they carry themselves. But like when he got there, like I feel like he's a very personable person. I mean, his track record speaks for itself. Like look who developed, put in the draft, and I mean, him and Saban really go hand in hand together. Like when he first got there, he was kind of used to being like that guy from Miami. So he would try to demonstrate or do drills this way, and Coach Saban would be like, "No, we do it this way, this way, this way." And like you could tell, like Coach Saban has kind of let him off the leash, especially with his pedigree, and just let him do what he does, hand in hand together.
This secondary group returning, I mean, there's so much experience coming back. Really, when you look at Alabama's defense overall, there's several returners, but specifically within that secondary group. Talk about the group a little bit, that's returning, and just how excited that you are for these guys to continue to build that cohesiveness, that continuity going into a new season.
I feel like a lot of people have really been doubting us, especially kind of like with our play last year. And, Alabama's always been in a conversation for arguably DBU, like
Yeah.
having secondaries. But I just know, like, with all the critics and all the outside noise kind of talking to us, we haven't paid attention to it. And we've been solely locked in on just developing. And we've really become a brotherhood in the secondary, just getting on our own channel and signal and just really, really solely focusing on the development of us and each other. And I feel like we're going to be really, really good this year. Like, we got a lot of playmakers, a lot of guys. The main thing is we get excited when people make plays. Like, it doesn't matter who makes the plays because the ball has no name on it. Like, when the ball's, I feel like whoever is in that position, they will go up there and make that play.
Well, the first time that you got on the practice field for Alabama, and you kind of see the speed, you because you're going against the best every single day, right? Was that a little bit overwhelming for you? Did it take you a long time to kind of to maybe catch up to the speed? Did you feel you were ready to go? Because I can only imagine, covering some of these wide receivers, how fast they're running across, whether, it was Jameson Williams or John Mechie last year, whatever, or some of the guys underneath them. I mean, was it a big eye opener just to see the speed once you guys went 7 on or your first kind of full contact practice?
Yeah, when I first got there, I was guarding J-Mo, like press man. And, guys didn't really know J go like that. So next thing you know, he's hitting different gears, and I'm like, golly, because I mean the first day you just run basic stuff, just cover one man to man. So, just doing that, and then when we kind of got farther on in the practices, it really, really, really started to get like complex for me because I'm like, okay, cover 7s, cover 8. What is this? Like, what is this? And just that's one of the big things too that I really, really was impressed with myself, like coming in even from this spring, just watching how the game slowed down for me because at first it was way too fast, like way too fast. And just seeing the game slow down, like I like it. Like when I get out there now, I'm not really focused on what to do. It's more so looking at my keys now because I know what to do. It's how to do it now. So yeah.
The first time you run onto the field at Bryant-Denny, and like you're just coming out of the tunnel and like you're all suited up, you're with the boys, and you like run onto the field. Tell me about that experience. Was it pretty surreal?
It was jaw dropping. I mean, nothing. It's really nothing like it. Like, it was surreal for me. And I mean, my first college game, we were at Miami. So when I ran out there and saw that, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's hard. And I was like, I mean, we say our little thing like FCC, where I want to be. You want to be for real, for real. It's just even being in that system, being on that team or in a program like that where you're going to play in at least 3 big games a year, like Texas A&M, hopefully the college football playoffs, the national championship. Like, that's the standard. So, I mean, and I feel like we're getting back to that as a team.
All right. I got a couple more questions. I'll let you go. The hardest hitter in the secondary, is that DeMarco Hellams? Is that easy to say?
Yeah, it's definitely
right.
Well,
who else is bringing it?
It's either Marco or BB. Like BB, I would say like, okay, BB probably has like the most opportunities because he's kind of like at the star position. He's closer to the line of scrimmage in the run game. But like Marco is the only person I've ever seen in my life see contact and speed up. Like normally, when you see contact, okay, you would speed up, then break down, and then go in for the hit. Like Marco is boom. And like it's, I mean, it's crazy to see because like when he come out the top, I just be like, oh my God. Like, Marco is really the most fearless person I've ever been around.
And I take it BB Brian Branch, clearly.
Yeah, of course.
All right. BB Brian Branch. All right. Okay. This could cause a controversy, but who's the fastest DB? You guys are gonna have to race, man. We need to see that. Who's got the most? Like, seriously, who is it?
That's really hard to answer because I mean, like,
I'm gonna start a fight.
I got debate all the time.
Yeah.
Obviously, if I'm being honest, I'm just gonna go out there. I'm gonna say myself, like,
Wow.
real,
Okay. Yeah.
like, all right,
Now you're gonna have to race somebody though.
yeah. No,
Someone gonna call you out.
as far as fast as like that's hit the fastest like time, I mean, or speed, like game speed, it's been Kyrie.
See, but like so there's two types of fast. There's like side to side, like agility,
Yeah,
like Bryce side to side is ridiculous because he's so quick, right? But like there's straight away speed. And like last year, like during game speed too, like Jameson Williams, like my goodness, like it was unbelievable to see his top end speed, right?
like most people don't know that came from track too, though. Like J-Mo ran the
Mm-hmm.
3 hurdles, so like when you running that, and then you compare it to the football field, like he could just keep going because I mean,
Yeah.
100 yards. When he's catching it, he's running 50 yards, and he hasn't maxed out of the speed yet. So
Okay, man. Last question. Everyone follows the NFL. We all do. Is it pretty amazing to when you turn on the TV on Sunday, maybe you played Saturday or whatever, and you're watching some NFL games. Is it pretty amazing just to see how many guys like are on every single channel, every single game? It's like built by Bama in the NFL. Do you feel that way as well?
yeah, I mean, I feel like it's really, really crazy, and I know it's gonna really feel even more surreal this year because like the guys when I turn on the TV, I'd be like, wow, I was just next to the locker. Like for example, like Christian Harris, that was like my locker. He was right here and I was right here. He'd just talk about like, man, we almost there, and I'd be like, man, what you mean we? I got 3 more years.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, yeah, but it just go by so fast.
Yep.
You know, I mean, even how the guys come back to the facility, like it's really amazing just how it's really like a brotherhood, no matter who's there. Like everybody supports each other.
Yeah, well, that's awesome, man. I really appreciate your time, Terrion. Be sure and register at bigapresale.com for the next NFT drop. Go support your favorite fans. At the bottom of the screen is the kickoff party that the Players Lounge will be having in Atlanta, Georgia. There's that URL. You can pause it to check it out. So Players Lounge, you can look it up. You can go. There's a Discord that a lot of Alabama football players are in. Terrion, man, we should wrap another time, man. I really enjoyed this, and thank you so much for your time, and be safe on your way to Tuscaloosa, man.
Thank y'all too. Make sure y'all go get that pre-sale.
All right, man. All right. Well, just like he said, go get that pre-sale, bigapresale.com. Terrion, we'll let you go, man. Be safe, man.
All right.